Hey bitch, if you're watching this, you know the goddamn vibes. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, your favorite tarot reader over here, Jonathan Diaz. So today in this video, we are going to be debunking tarot myths. Now, everyone's always coming to me, hey, I've been told that you can't buy your first tarot deck. I heard that you can't do this, you can't do that. We're gonna be discussing a lot of things here, so let's get started. Alright, so the first thing that's on my list here that people ask me all the time is that your first tarot deck has to be gifted. False. It does not have to be gifted to you. Now, the reason why people are always saying you have to have your first tarot deck gifted to you is that basically it's a form of gatekeeping. It's a form of not letting other people into the craft here because it steals business. Because in reality, anyone can grab a tarot deck and be like, oh, I'm feeling this from this card, I'm feeling this. And it's like, wow, that's so accurate. You could literally have not done tarot ever in your life and your reading can be very accurate. All right, so that's the first thing. No, you do not need your first deck gifted to you. That is false. You can go buy yourself a tarot deck. If this was a rule, I would not be here. I would not be here. I bought my first tarot deck. You can buy your first tarot deck. It does not have to be gifted to you. All right, and the second thing that's on this list here is that people are always commenting on my fucking videos on TikTok, literally everywhere, DMing me, being like, tarot's the devil's work. Tarot is evil. You're gonna attract bad spirits. That's Satan. You have to pray to God to seek guidance. It's always the Jesus freaks. It's always the fucking Christian fanatics. I cannot. That is false. Tarot literally has nothing to do with the devil. It's not evil. People, of course, use it to, scam people out of money, but that's relatively the most evil tarot can get here. No, it is not the devil's work. No, it is not evil. This is revolving around your intuition, your psychic abilities, and downloads from your spirit guides and everything, and stuff from the universe being like, hey, this is the energy, do what you will with that, So no, it is not of the devil's work. All right, so third thing, kind of piggybacking on what I was saying here, people are always saying, are you gonna attract evil spirits? No, you are not going to attract evil spirits. However, you can attract things that might affect your reading and everything. So it is very important for you to cleanse your space, to cleanse your cards. And if you're ever working with like anyone else's spirit guides, or you're purposely like inviting something else in, it's very important that you set your intentions specifically for that person. For example, whenever I do spirit guide readings, this is literally what I do. I hold a tarot deck in my hand of, all right, I'm about to start the reading. I close my eyes. I picture a beacon of light coming from like the middle of my forehead, just so like spirits can see me and everything. So what I say, I invite Jonathan's spirit guide and only their spirit guide. Please come through and make your presence known. I repeat that constantly just so it's very specific, so it's that person's spirit guide and nothing else. All right, it's also very important to cleanse your space because things will try to get to you, but if you practice things very safely, no need to worry. All right, so number 4, it's funny because this same lady, I literally made a video on it on TikTok because she was like,
you're not supposed to knock on your cards, it's not a door.
Bitch, shut the fuck up. Anyways, so my 4th one here, you're not supposed to knock on your deck. Who the fuck invented these rules? Who invented these rules? That is such bullshit. Now, whenever you go on your For You page or like other tarot readers that you either see on YouTube or Instagram or TikTok or whatever, sometimes they grab their deck and they're like, they knock on it, they knock on their decks. What does that do? For me, for example, what it does for me, it's kind of knocking my own energy in here in the cards so that things come out more accurate. Some people also use it to cleanse out your decks, which is mostly why people do it. It is a form of cleaning your decks if you don't have incense, sage, stuff like that. If you can't get a hold to any crystals or anything like black tourmaline, clear quartz, selenite, things to cleanse. That's what people would do. You could knock on both sides, knock on every corner that you want and have the intention of knocking out any past energies, any negative energies, any lingering energies whatsoever. It's to cleanse your decks, and yes, it is effective because I use it. A lot of people I know that are readers also use it. 5th thing a lot of people talk to me about is that you can't let people touch your cards. They ask, can I let someone touch my cards? Yes, you can. Now, the thing about this, I feel like this is also a preference for a lot of people. For example, I know that there are some readers that, especially when they do it in person, they would ask the person that they're reading, hey, like shuffle these cards here. Like basically putting the client's energy into the cards. You know, it's all about, you know, people do things differently. Some people are like, oh no, like this is yours, this is the reader's cards, like you can't touch these. It's really up to preference. You can, it's whichever. It's not bad, it's not good, it's a neutral thing. If you want someone to touch your cards, they can. But like I said, that's completely up to you. But listen, when someone does touch your cards, just know that they're also putting their energy into the cards here. If you read tarot for anyone in person and people are constantly touching your cards, the energy still lingers here. So you have like, what if you read 5 people a day? In person, you have those 5 people's energies plus yours as well. So it's very good to cleanse them. You can knock on it. You can knock on your deck if you want to. You can put a crystal on it. Just make sure you cleanse them. All right, so number 6, people that say that reversals are bad. That is not the case. Now listen, I personally don't read reversals, but sometimes it does come out in my reading and I intuitively just know what it means. You know, I like, just depending on the cards around, depending what context the reading is under, whether it be general, love, career, finances, whatever it is, it depends on the reader, okay? But also, reversals are not bad. Let me give you an example. We have the 10 of Wands here. I'm using the Modern Witch Tarot deck right here. So this card upright means burden. It means weight on your shoulders. You're having a lot of things to deal with. You notice she's not having a fun time. She's not enjoying what's going on here. Now, if this was in reverse, people would basically read it in the opposite way. Every reader is different, but the way that I would look at this here is like, upright, this person is feeling burdened, this person has a lot of weight on their shoulders, they need to let go of certain things, right? Now, if it's in reverse, this to me would be the complete opposite. Just to give you an example here. So if it came out in reverse here, I'd be like, okay, this person here is finally releasing this burden, this person's finally letting go, this person's not feeling as stressed anymore, or you're about to release all this burden in the future, you know, it can be a good thing. Because no one would want to hold on to burden. You know what I mean? You would want this shit to be in reverse. You know what I mean? But like I said, it just really depends on the reader. And that is the next point I am going to get to. Number 7. You have to read reversals. No, you do not. You do not have to read reversals. Now listen, whatever videos you look at, let's say for example, someone pulls out these 3 cards and there's the 8 of Pentacles, the 10 of Wands, the Chariot happens to come out in the reverse and they switch it around. You can do that. That is not a red flag whatsoever. Reading reversals is completely optional to the reader. Like I said, I don't read reversals. I don't feel the need to read reversals. I feel like there's already enough cards. There's 78 cards in a tarot deck, okay? This is an entire tarot deck. If I were to read these in reverse, it'd be double this. You know what I mean? It'd be double this entire thing. Now, like I said, it's completely up to the reader. Some people are comfortable with it, some people are not, and that is completely fine. If, for example, if I'm reading and the 2 of Cups pops out in reverse while I'm shuffling, I'm gonna flip it over because I don't read reversals. That's not my thing. So it's completely up to the reader. That is not a red flag. It's completely optional. All right, so number 8, you can't read yourself. Also false. You can read your own cards if you want to. Now, I do know that a lot of people, especially when they're upset, they're sad, or energetically they're not feeling okay, and sometimes people do try to read themselves and things just don't turn out right. It happens to me, it happens to a lot of readers. Sometimes their ego gets in the way. Some people, they find it hard to read themselves. Some people find it hard to read themselves simply because they're trying to manipulate the cards to kind of fit their scenario, to kind of make it their way. And some people can just read themselves flawlessly and not have an issue and just know exactly what their spirit guides are trying to tell them, you know? You can read yourself if you want to. I read myself sometimes. I know a few friends of mine that do read tarot also read themselves. Sometimes we read each other if we're feeling a certain way. If I'm feeling sad, if I'm feeling a bit too angry and I'm trying to read my cards, my intuition will be very foggy and it's not gonna be a fun time. If anything, I'm gonna piss myself even more off, you know what I mean? So yes, you can read yourself. That is false. You can't read yourself. That is false. All right, and number 9 here is your cards have to be wrapped in silk. That is also false. Now listen, I've noticed a lot, especially in like Latin America, places like Mexico, Nicaragua, Honduras, you know, in that area. I don't know much about geography, I'm sorry. It's not my strong suit. I've noticed that they have a lot of restrictions on themselves, and I'm saying that because, you know, my mom does some things like that too with like incense, and she's also very spiritual. She also has a deck, and she always wraps it in silk, and she was like, oh, you have to wrap it in silk, you have to do this, you have to do that. I've been told that you can't read tarot when a dog is barking. You can't have your legs crossed. It's a bunch of like rules, and I'm like, who made this up here? I've been told that you have to have incense with you, you have to have a wine glass full of water next to you. It's always a bunch of things there. I'm just like, why are we limiting ourselves? You know what I mean? But I'm pretty sure that's like a very old thing that they do. It's more like, I guess, how tarot was brought up to them. But no, you do not have to wrap your tarot deck in silk. Now look, I have a few cases for my tarot decks. I have this one is leather. Just has a cute little strap here. It has a sun in the front. I have this other leather one here. It was custom made in Russia. This shit's beautiful. You know, I put my Modern Witch tarot deck in here. Or you can also just put it in the case. You could literally leave it in the case if you want to, but also people just don't want to carry this bulky shit around. So they'll take, you know, they'll buy a leather case, or honestly, some people just kind of put them like tightly in like a little space in their bag. You can also do that too. Honestly, you do not really need to wrap your decks in anything, but it's just respectful just for your decks and everything, just because, you know, you use them to read energy. It's just, you know, it's just respecting the cards, you know what I mean? All right, and last thing that's on here is what I get a lot actually, is that your cards have to be dealt with your left hand. Who said it?
Just answer the question, okay? Please don't play with me right now. Just, no, that's it, please. Let's not, please.
Who said that? Really, who said that you only have to use your left hand? Who said that? That is completely false. That is completely false. Now listen, people are right-handed, some people are right-handed, left-handed. Whenever I shuffle my deck, I'm like this. I do it with my left hand. Sometimes when I'm shuffling, I will grab the cards with my right hand where I don't have the cards in, and I will be like, hi, look at that, this is the cards that came up here. It also really depends on like how people shuffle and everything. I know some people literally just like, they shuffle the deck and they just kind of take things one by one. You do not need to deal the cards with your left hand. Well, all right, you guys, that is it for this video. If you like what you saw, if there's other things that you would like to see in a future, or if not, like maybe a part 2 of debunking tarot myths that you feel like I should talk about or that I missed or anything, comment them down below and I'll check them out. I really hope this cleared the air about a lot of things that you've probably been hearing around TikTok or on YouTube, or maybe your parents or people around you about tarot and everything. Hope that cleared up a lot of things for you. If you want to see more content from me, you can go follow my Instagram. I'm gonna leave it down below. I do post daily tarot readings on my story, and I also post videos on my IGTV for weekly element readings. Sometimes I go on live and I do paid readings, $5, $10, $15 readings if you guys are interested in that. And if you guys also want to purchase a reading for me, I'm also gonna have my website in the description down below if you want to go book one with me. But alright, you guys, that is it for the video. Don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like, comment, let me know what you think, and lastly, you know the goddamn vibes. Alright, you guys, take care, and I will see you next time.